Sierra broadcast, 1978. You know those stories that sound too strange to be fake, but too real to be true? This one comes from a reel of magnetic tape found in the Nevada desert, a sound no one has ever fully explained. They call it the Sierra broadcast, December 12, 1978. Outside the small desert town of Tonopah, Nevada, a local ham radio operator was scanning frequencies late at night when his receiver locked onto something unusual. It wasn't music, it wasn't static. It was a low, pulsing signal repeating every few seconds. Mechanical, calm, and completely out of place. When he slowed it down and filtered the interference, a voice appeared through the static. Monotone, robotic, repeating a single phrase over and over again. Test complete. Awaiting surface confirmation. The signal lasted exactly 6 minutes, then it stopped, mid-transmission. 2 days later, government officials arrived, seized his equipment, and told him not to discuss what he'd heard. The operator logged the event in his notes under his call sign, W7N311. And then, silence. For nearly 4 decades, no one outside that small radio community ever heard the tape, until it resurfaced online. Back in the late 70s, Nevada's desert air was full of experimental signals. Radar calibration tests, coded bursts, all kinds of top-secret radio chatter bleeding from military airspace. But this one didn't fit any pattern. The signal's frequency, 28.4 megahertz, didn't belong to any known broadcast range, and it pulsed with exact precision, 5 seconds of tone, 2 seconds of silence over and over. It was too clean to be random, but too strange to be a standard test. The operator mailed a copy of the reel to a friend in Reno for analysis. That envelope never arrived. A few days later, he received a letter from the FCC confirming they had investigated an interference report in the Tonopah region. That's the last official record connected to the event. The case file, FCC Incident Log 7812S, was marked classified pending review, and that's where the paper trail ends. Over time, rumors started spreading through radio circles. Some said it was part of a deep-range communication experiment meant to send sound through solid rock, an early attempt at underground transmission. Others believed it came from an experimental radar site near Groom Lake. But one theory always stood out, that the voice wasn't transmitting from Nevada. It was reflecting back from somewhere beneath it. Then in 2014, an anonymous user uploaded a file called Sierra_broadcast_dec78_restored.wav to a small audio forum. It claimed to be the cleaned version of the original tape. Listeners described hearing the same calm, mechanical voice repeating that same phrase. Test complete. Awaiting surface confirmation. But there was something new this time. A deep, droning hum beneath the voice. It wasn't background noise. It shifted pitch depending on what device was playing it. On laptops, it vibrated near 63 hertz. On phones, closer to 68. And according to hundreds of online comments, the hum changed slightly depending on where the listener was located. Someone eventually mapped the frequency responses from all those reports. The data showed one region where the hum resonated strongest, the Sierra Nevada mountain range, exactly where the original broadcast had been picked up in 1978. The upload didn't last long. Within 24 hours, the post was deleted, the account vanished, and mirror links went dead. But archive versions survived. And when people ran spectrograms on the audio, they found something buried inside the waveform. Every 37 seconds, a faint pulse formed a perfect digital pattern. When converted to binary, it translated to a single code, 1979, initiate return. No one knows what that means. Some think it refers to a second transmission, planned but never carried out. Others believe initiate return was an automated signal meant to measure whether something beneath the ground responded to the first broadcast, as if the transmission wasn't calling out, but waiting for something to call back. In later interviews, a few ham operators from that era admitted they remembered strange interference that winter. They said the static on the air didn't sound normal, that it almost felt alive. They couldn't explain it, but they all agreed on one thing. Whatever that transmission was, it wasn't human. Years passed and the Sierra broadcast faded into urban legend. But then came 2020, A research group digitizing old magnetic reels from the Nevada Historical Audio Project found 3 unlabeled tapes from December 1978. All 3 had partial recordings of low-band frequencies near 28 megahertz, and one contained a fragment of the exact phrase, awaiting surface confirmation. Audio engineers analyzed the waveform and made 3 key discoveries. First, the signal pattern didn't match any known radio signature. Instead, it matched sonar reflections, the kind used underwater. Second, the silence between tones wasn't random. It was mathematically timed at 1.618 seconds apart. The golden ratio. And third, in the final second before the tape cuts out, there's a second voice layered faintly under the first. When isolated and amplified, it whispers just 2 words: sequence acknowledged. No one knows who recorded it. No one knows where the reply came from, and no official agency has ever claimed responsibility for that signal. Some scientists have speculated it could have been a geological anomaly, sound waves reflecting from deep underground cavities. Others say it was a classified test involving resonance mapping for underground structures. But if that's true, why was a voice included in the transmission at all? And what exactly does surface confirmation mean? Then something strange happened. In 2021, residents in western Nevada began reporting short bursts of static cutting through their car radios. The same pattern of 5-second tones followed by 2 seconds of silence. Several people recorded it, posted it online, and tagged it the Sierra Broadcast Returns. Most of those posts were deleted within hours. That same year, a new FCC filing quietly appeared online. Case File 21043SB. Description: low-band frequency anomaly. Source unresolved, no details, no follow-up. Since then, the hum has returned every few months. Short, quiet, easy to miss. But those who've heard it say it carries the same strange energy as the original. A signal that isn't just broadcasting, but listening. Whatever it was in 1978, a test, a malfunction, or something else entirely, it left behind a question that still hasn't been answered. Who or what was waiting for that surface confirmation? And if the test really was complete, what exactly was it testing for?